Them had many chances, but I heard there was a few misses also.
Yeah, one of the lengthiest matches of the tournament, and bear in mind we've had plenty of matches. This is the 501st.
Davies hooked on the 2-ball. Maybe. No, I don't think you can see an edge either, so he's going to be playing a push out.
Yeah, I think push out down here behind the 9-ball. Leave yourself a 1 real kick to the 2. Try and. Well, he might push out to a
Push
jump.
out goal.
But I think pushing out over here behind the 9 over to the bottom left-hand corner, right there. And leave a nice kick shot. Try and kick the 2-ball back up the table behind the 5 and get the cue ball back behind the 9.
Looks like he's under at the push shot there. I think you can see the top side of the 2. If he can, Filler will play this shot.
When you get to the final day of an event like this, we started out with 256 players, we're down to a Fab 4. It's always good when you can make a legitimate case out for any of the 4 to win the whole thing. Even though it's been a tough road to get here, the cream have risen to the top. They're all world-class players.
Yeah, I think any 4 players can win. We'll obviously look at Shane and Joshua as favourites, but this game of 9-ball, anything can happen.
Just a containing safety there from Alcaide. Didn't feel like he could play a hook shot, or sometimes even if you feel like there's a shot where you can hook your opponent, maybe because it's the first rack, he's just biding his time a little bit, trying to get a bit more feel. Jason, did you see the last rack from Hill last night against Baselsh?
Yeah, I took the kid out for dinner last night.
The Alexa kid?
Yes.
Oh, what was he saying?
He was just super disappointed. He knew he said he should have won that match. He said he should have been shouting in Phil's face and not Phil shouting in his face. That's what he says. He says I should have been celebrating like that, not him. But he was disappointed. Yeah, I told him have a couple of beers and forget about it, pal. I said it's a learning experience. He was still disappointed, but I think about an hour after he was fine. But it was a crazy match towards the end.
Well, I'm sure you cheered him up.
So the first to blink is Alcaide.
Gonna need an angle. 4 passes the black 8, so that's okay.
You know, Jason, you were saying after about an hour he was okay. He'll wake up this morning and he'll not be okay. He'll still be thinking about it. But some players gain great motivation from defeats. We heard before the match began that Joshua Filler still smarting about the way he went out of this year's World Championship, and I think he's gained an awful lot from that. He's so determined to avoid that feeling again. He keeps winning.
Yeah, it's obviously, it's got to him losing that. I think when you lose, if you don't learn from it or you don't trying to come back stronger, then you're not really willing to put that little bit of effort in or go that extra mile to try and not let it happen again. And Josh is one of those players that is going to go away and put in more time and really want to get himself back to the top.
Joshua Fuller wins the first rack.
So Fuller won the safety exchange, and then, as he does so well, dished up. First blood drawn by the killer. This is his run to the semi-finals. He started off with an interesting 9-0 win over an interesting opponent, Robert Hart, who is the older brother of Kevin Hart, the famous American actor. He beat Chris Reinhold, US Mosconi Cup player, in his third match. Shane Walford, a possible US Mosconi Cup candidate, 9-1 next time up. And yesterday, Imran Majid was beaten 11-3 comfortably, but it was nothing comfortable about that 11-10 victory over Alexa Pachelch. The 7-ball, he just rolled in almost nonchalantly, and then the 9-ball to win it, I thought were two of the best shots of the entire championship so far.
Was this the match yesterday, Phil? Hill?
It was. Now there is Joshua Fuller's wife, Pia Fuller, who earlier this year at the European Championship won 2 gold medals.
Yeah, she's definitely been putting in a lot of time with Josh. Josh playing, I think Josh is on the table more than the cloth. But yeah, he's playing good. No, he's playing good, and he looks hungry to win. You know, he's been playing, how many finals has he been in the season already? About 6 or 7 maybe.
Well, every single tournament he's played in, he's finished in the top 10. Every single one, without exception.
Yeah, they talk about the luck in 9-ball. Everyone runs round. Jason's guilty as anyone. You need a bit of luck. And you do need a little bit of luck from time to time, but if you just look at this event, 256 started, the world champ and the Masters champ, they've made it through to the final 4. It's always going to be, you could maybe make a case for 10 players, Jason, do you think, around that mark, and think, well, you know, if you did this tournament again next week, maybe you'd be in the semis, Albin might be there, Copigny, but there's always going to be players from that sort of 10 players, right?
Yeah, it's not all about, you know, you need a little bit of luck, of course. Everybody needs a little bit of luck, but also it comes down to some matches. I don't think everybody's played great, but the opponents are giving up chances, you know. As in other matches, some of the players are not getting to shoot, maybe up 3-1, 3-2, miss, and then don't get a chance to get back in the match. The opponent runs a set out, so it's kind of a tough one. There's a little bit of luck involved, and also, like I said, sometimes you just don't get an opportunity to shoot. But that's the game of 9-ball, and that's why we love it.
Joshua Fuller wins
we
the
love
rack.
watching Joshua Fuller, who has the ability, like the greats of any sport, to make his profession look preposterously easy at times. Breaking and running in the second rack, he doubles his advantage to 2-0. So already David Alcaide finds himself in a spot of bother, but like Joshua Fuller, he arrives in this semi-final unbeaten. He won his first 2 matches without dropping a rack. He had a tougher time against Francesco Candela from Italy, but pulled away to win 9-5. And then look at the next 4 players he's beaten. Mika Immonen, Mieszko Fortunski, Sanyan Perlovanovic. He led 10-0 in that. We thought it might be an 11-0 whitewash before Sanyan restored some respectability to the scoreline. And then that victory over Mario He last night, it was the definition of hard fought.
Rack 3, Joshua Fuller to break, leading 2 racks to 0.
4 balls tied up here. I think he might be straight in this 1 ball too, and doesn't really have much space between the rail. Maybe he can get out a little bit. Try and bump the 4 out. Draw off the 7. Or draw off the 5 ball actually, not the 7. And he's got second prize there, and a very unexpected miss from Joshua.
Now look at the last roll of this 1 ball, transferred side, then took a big bounce, and that helped.
Yeah, I was shocked he missed it by that much, Phil. But like I said, he didn't have much space between the rail and the cue ball, and he was jacked up, so David will be delighted just to get back to the table.
Chancing his arm a little bit here. What's he left? Well, he's left an opportunity
Just to let you
for
both
Phil.
know, David, just to let you both know, when it got to 5 seconds, then the beeps didn't come in. So if it gets to 5, I will shout 5 seconds so that you're aware, okay? Yeah, until that fixed.
Now there's an issue here with the shot clock. What Brendan Moore, the referee, is saying is that when it got to 5 seconds on the last shot, the beeps did not come in. So he's telling the players when it gets to 5 seconds, he will inform them verbally.
Nice pot there from Philo. Didn't want to hit the 4 ball. Now it's blocked to top right hand pocket, but I think the 2 ball just sneaks in the side. Tricky little shot here. A very nice shot there. Brings the 4 ball into play.
This is one of Philo's strengths. When the start of the match has gone his way and he starts to run racks and builds up a big lead.
And just like you, Jason, the way he plays the game is very similar, but also he uses the intimidation factor. When you're on, you're so good that the other guy must feel as though there's no way to stop you.
Yeah, obviously it's tough when you're playing someone like that. You never really know what's going to happen. You know, as you play some other players, you kind of know what's going to happen in the match. You know how it's going to go, how they're going to play. But when you play someone who's just running out and not really feared about going for any shots, then you're kind of like a little bit extra on your toes, and it kind of gets to you.
Joshua Fuller wins the rack.
So there it is. Filler missed the 1 ball, surprisingly, but he fluked a hook.
Make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone. If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Welcome back to the Copper Box Arena in East London for the final day of the inaugural UK Open Pool Championship. 2 semi-finals in this session. The first of them, Joshua Filler, has made a very agreeable start. He leads David Alcaide 3-0. Next up, it is the world 9-ball champion Shane Van Boening against Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz.
You see that ball there that I was talking about yesterday, Carl? The 2-ball went off the back rail and straight in.
Oh, I missed that one. Fuming. I want to see that ball.
It goes in real fast. If he starts breaking the same way he's been breaking, it goes in a lot. You see the 2-ball, 1 rail, straight back to the corner. Shane makes that ball a lot.
Is that because... is that a power thing?
Yeah, it's a power thing, and also moving the cue ball in a little bit from breaking from the side rail. It'll go wide to the side cushion.
Push out, Paul.
That's the nature of this game, fellows, isn't it? Doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how good you break off. Sometimes a rogue ball like the 6 there can stymie you.
And that's usually what happens. Always the last ball rolling, Phil. You'll hear that a lot from pool players. Last ball rolling got me.
Yeah, the break shot at pool, it's a case of give them a good old whack and then just see what the table layout gives you. See many different formations off the break. It's just trying to tie the 7 up.
No, I think he's trying to leave himself. I think he's going to jump this.
Well, he will be jumping, but I can't see David taking this on.
David might kick this from behind if he can get past between the 5 and the 4. Nope, gave it back. I think Filler might be kicking this ball 2 rails.
Needs to hit this full. Yeah, and that's the problem. You hit it on the left side, and this is going to be a chance for David now. Not an easy chance, especially where it's landed, because potting this 1 ball, has he got the angle to get back up for the red 3? Yeah, when kicking that ball, if you hit the 1 ball full off the 2nd rail, you'll just create the distance. He's down quick, so he must have an angle.
Extension, please.
The beep is back working.
And now both players have taken their extension in this rack. It's a 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per player per rack. Imran Majid yesterday took his extension, then tried to take it again, and of course it meant a foul shot.
Yeah, I wonder how his night in the shed went.
Yeah, just nipped round to see him this morning. He's still in the shed.
Yeah, we're saying that because cameras picked up Imran's wife giving him a stern talking to after one of his mistakes. That was a good shot from David. Played it with loads of left spin to get on that 3, and now wonderful chance. David would like a similar style of matches as his last one against Mario, that where the balls are coming out tricky and awkward and make it a bit of a dogfight for Filler. Doesn't want it to be an open table a lot, especially when Filler's at the table.
It was a good pot with side to start, with the cue ball close to the side cushion. And from there, a much needed dish up from David Alcaide, who gets off the mark. He trails by 3 racks to 1, and in this winner breaks format, of course, he gets to break in rack 5. Could we see an Alcaide surge? By the way, if you can hear some pool balls being knocked in from somewhere else in this arena, it's because both players in our next semi-final are practicing. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and, surprise, surprise, Shane Van Boning's practicing as well. It's as though he's glued to that table, Jason.
Yeah, so if you're watching the TV table and you hear whack 100 mile an hour and you hear about 10 balls disappear, that's Shane's break. We've been hearing that all day yesterday. Me and Carl actually had to stand up at one point and have a look. There was that much noise going off the break. You see him there, he looks a little smile on his face.
I remember at the Premier League earlier on in the season,
Trailing by 3 racks to 1.
Shane was on the practice table and we was also gathering round having a laugh and a joke, and the speed he can rack the balls with a triangle is ridiculous. It takes him about 5 seconds.
Is he going to get a shot? And he's straight in, and this is exactly what David needed after. Little slow start there, but looks like he's got himself a rack on the board and a nice open table here.
Just landed a little weird on this 3 ball, hasn't he? It's a poor shot because he had a nice angle on the 2. He still does have a little bit of an angle, but you can just see there. He could draw it all the way back with left. Power draw stroke. Or he might go rail first. That would give him the angle to come out. I think that's what he's doing. He's going to go into the rail and draw it back. Yeah, that just helped him get the cue ball away from the rail. Didn't go crazy with that shot. Just made sure he got it away from the rail and left himself this long pot.
Notice when David's cueing, he looks at the cue ball, object ball, cue ball, object ball, and then straight back to the cue ball. You see his head tilting up and down. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like up and down as well. The players sort of, you don't notice it that much, do you?
With him, you can see kind of his forehead like just bobble up and down very slightly.
Well, he's been raising eyebrows here with these performances, and that's what he's doing on the table.
Yeah, I said yesterday he's been playing. Looked solid this week. Looked really steady on the cue, and a nice run out here to get it back to 3-2.
Good stuff from David Alcaide, right back in the match. Still early days, of course. It is a race to 11. The final, by the way, which starts today at 5:30, that is going to be an extended race to 13. When we think about David Alcaide, we always talk about the World Pool Masters, and quite rightly so. He's won it twice. But he's also won events like the Kremlin Cup. He's won 4 European Championships in 3 different disciplines, 10 ball, 9 ball and straight pool. And he's a winner on the Euro Tour as well. He's had a very good career, lads.
Yeah, and he was probably guilty of a few years ago of not being a full-time player, I don't think. So obviously he was trying to juggle his, his living and playing pool, which is never easy, especially when you're trying to compete against players that are full-time. But I think of late, I think he is a full-time professional.
Jason was wondering how many times Joshua Filler's been in finals this year.
Rack 6, David Alcaide to break, trailing by 3 racks to 2.
Well, if he prevails in this match, it would be his 8th final.
Well, it's pretty strong. We're only in May.
That was a good break. Luckily for David, a ball's gone in. But this is the beauty of using the triangle at this stage. I know some fans who are watching, they know we use the template in the early rounds, and then obviously when we get down to the one table, the Sky Sports arena and all that, we're using the triangle because if you look at the table layout here, it's messy. So this is where you get to see the real skill of a pool player.
Yeah, as you see there on the break where he's breaking from, he's still breaking from the rail, and the 8 ball just going a little bit low to the bottom rail. If he can just move his cue ball in a little bit and follow what Joshua's doing, he'll never miss the wing ball. It'll go in every single break. Joshua figured that out yesterday on this table, and he's continued with it today.
Now if he can get past this combo, this opening shot, which he has done, doesn't want to flick the 5, and that's fine because the pink 4 goes. So now the balls are there. Oh, the mistake has come. That was a bit twitchy. And this is what Filler's been waiting for. This is the sign. So that's the first big mistake in this semi-final. And it was a bad one from David. Put a quick one in.
In his quarter-final against Mario He last night, the two of them combined for 9 missed balls, and that's an awful lot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot of balls to be missed. No, Filler's missed 9 balls in 5 months. No, that's a, like I said, it was a big match though, to get to the semi-final. There's a lot riding on these matches too. It's not all about just winning the event. There's a lot of stuff that goes with winning the event too. So probably a little bit more added pressure to the guys that have kind of not been to this end of the tournament before.
Yeah, you know better than anyone, Jason. It's not just the trophy and the prize money. There's bonuses, bonus wins off all your sponsors. If you win this type of event, Matchroom are going to be pushing your brand out there, and with the thought of more tournaments keep getting added and this ranking, we're at early stages of the ranking, so it's not quite a true reflection of where players are at just yet. But Mosconi Cup looming as well, so this is big day today for these 4.
Yeah, that was a nice shot there from Joshua. That was missable, but cued it really well, and he'll be happy to be back at the table and trying to close this rack out and get yourself to a 4-2 lead.
You can't help but feel, given the way that Joshua Filler is playing, that the Alcaide error could be really costly. Joshua Filler back in front by a couple of racks at 4.
You can take it, but you better get in the zone. If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
There is one thing that is not
Joshua
recommended
Fuller's a
when you're
great
playing
leading
Joshua
forward.
Filler, and that is to miss balls because you will be heavily punished. Filler looking to take advantage of his unexpected return to the table, and I think he might well do after that particular break-off.
Yeah, you see what I was talking about? He moved the cue ball in a little bit, so it pushes the cue ball a little bit, the wing ball a little bit wider there, Carl.
Yeah, Jason Short, he's a rack mechanic. He's an expert when it comes to the way these balls break. So what Jason's saying is if you just move the cue ball towards the centre, he feels the wing ball is going in.
Nice shot there from Filler. He's going to pick up a lot of confidence, Phil, from that last miss from David. That was David's chance to really get himself in the match, put more heat on Filler, especially after the start Filler got off to.
Had the privilege of writing the report on the Whirlpool Masters for Billiards Digest recently, and I spoke to Joshua about 20 minutes after he'd lifted the trophy, and I couldn't believe how calm he was. Basically all of the jubilation from winning had gone, and he was thinking about this tournament already. He's got an insatiable appetite for success. He actually said to me, "I'm never satisfied."
Yeah, I don't think he is. He's still young. You know, he's 23, I believe, or 24. Yeah, 24. And, yeah, he's just full of confidence, young. He's got nothing to worry about in his life except from just playing pool.
He's an old man, recovering pain, and he's only 14. He's got 10 years on him. 24, and the list of titles he's won. And he's going to have more.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
You just knew, didn't you, when Alcaide missed that ball, it wasn't just the one rack. It might cost him. In fact, it is definitely two and maybe even more. Joshua Filler pulling away here. He is 5-2 ahead, and of course in the 8th rack, which you're going to see in a moment, he will be breaking off. Now, behind every great man, there's a good woman, and Michael Bridges with said Pia Filler.
Thanks, Phil. What a seat I've got here. Someone behind me, really tense, but also nervous. Pia Filler. Pia, good start from Josh.
Yeah, really good start. It's been a great match so far, and I'm really enjoying the show.
Have you got over yesterday's dramatic finish yet?
Well, I was close to getting a heart attack, to be honest. This guy is killing me one day, I don't know. But yeah, just a dramatic but absolutely great match from both players.
Yeah. I mean, you know, things went his way, but he did show his class in the end as well.
Yeah, he did. What a last rack that was. It was incredible. I'm just happy he got through and keep grinding.
He won the World Pool Masters. He's 2 away from winning this as well. A special first ever major here at the UK Open.
Yeah, absolutely. But just take it ball by ball, game by game, and match by match. So that's it.
That's it. Right, ready for the next rack? Here we go.
It's
Thank you, rack 8.
incredible
Joshua
how
Filler
supportive
straight,
Pia
leading 5
is
racks to 2.
of Joshua.
Yeah, we'll see that break. He's moved the cue ball in a little bit more than the last break.
Yeah, Michael Bridge finds himself in some spots, doesn't he? Always
He's gonna
gets
get a shot. Nope.
where he shouldn't.
6 ball to the rescue for David again.
Push out call.
Yeah, that 6 ball proving pesky, isn't it, for Joshua Filler? Second time it's happened.
Yeah, Filler's one of the few players on the circuit who uses a thinner shaft as well while he's playing. Most of the players using around 12.4. Filler's tip diameter is about 11.7, 11.8.
Mine is 12. My cue was 12.7 when I started, and I was at 12.
And your cue's about 70 inches long, right?
72.
Yeah, Joshua Filler and David don't play with the extension, do they? Shane,
They play with the same cue though.
the same cue.
Albin, Joshua, David, Sanjin, maybe 1 or 2 more. They all use the same cue.
Well, David's give this back. Is Filler going to be tempted off the rail and then off the pink 4? It will go if he can hit the rail, just where he's aiming there. If he can find that point, this will go in that pocket. I'm not saying it's an easy shot. David didn't fancy it, which is fair enough. If you don't fancy it, well, you can't play it, can you? Joshua Filler, you are a naughty, naughty boy. What a shot!
The word backfire comes to mind.
Yeah, that was sick. That was a great shot.
He literally hit exactly where he was pointing his Q-tip.
Well, in this rack, it wasn't a miss from David Alcaide. It was a miscalculation.
Yeah, it's a funny one, that. That's the beauty of the push-out. David didn't fancy the shot. Joshua got down and fired it in.
Extension, please.
But maybe when you're 5-2 down against Filler, maybe you've got to go for it yourself and try and make something happen. Because this game can soon get away from you.
Oh, he's overhit this one. Just to slow down. No, he's okay. A little bit more angle than he would have liked, but I'm sure he'll take care of this 9 and move himself into a 6-2 lead, Phil.
Yeah, that was pretty much a given, wasn't it? So for the first time, Joshua Filler has a 4-rack advantage. It's already looking a little ominous for David Alcaide. Filler more than halfway to a place in the final. Being in finals, almost a weekly occurrence for Joshua Filler this year. And this is one of the reasons why he's got the ability to turn racks. City Classic 9
Rack
ball.
9. Joshua Filler to break, leading 6 racks to 2.
See that ball again? The back ball straight in the corner, the 8 ball cross side again, that ball going cross side, you'll see it, the 8 cross side into the corner. Right there, and the 3 ball 1 rail into the back. Yeah, and this is not looking good here for Alcaide. If Joshua continues to break like this and run out like he's doing, then this could be bad news for David Alcaide.
Yeah, and he sat in his chair. It was all about that 1 ball. He lost the opening 3 racks, got it back to 3-2, and when he missed that 1 ball in the top left, he's had to sit there and do what we do, just watch.
Extension, please.
Likes to do this a lot, does Joshua, when he feels like it gets to near the end of the rack and it feels like it's pretty much the key ball. Likes to walk back and give the cue a wipe with his towel.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
Joshua Filler's break-off gave him a roadmap, and he's down that road, well on the way to victory. He leads David Alcaide
Hi Hadja, I'm your master of ceremonies. If you haven't already seen me yet, listen, I've got prizes to give away. I've got a signed cue to give away. And you know what? I don't have much time. These sky breaks, when you sit there at home and watch it on TV, it seems like forever. But believe me, when you're running a competition, it's not. Who wants to win one of these signed prizes then?
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
Sky Sports brings you world-class indoor sport. It's night 16 of the Premier League darts this coming Thursday up in Newcastle, and the playoff finalists will be decided. And you know, there's a connection between darts at the top level and 9-ball pool, because Joe Cullen, one of the finest darters in the world at the moment, is the first cousin of my co-commentator, Carl Boys.
I'm the better looking of the two, though, if he's watching.
You'll see this back ball try and go one route. No, bad rack there from... Yeah, that wasn't a good rack.
He's actually not a bad cueist, is Joe Cullen, Phil. He's had a ton on the snooker table.
Has he ever had a ton on a dartboard?
Once or twice.
I think he might have got away with this one here, Phil. I'm not sure if he can see the one ball enough to make it. Maybe he can. Maybe he has to jack up and try and stun round 2 rails here. Oh, wow.
Ball in hand.
It's that one ball again, and David Alcaide is doing Joshua Filler's job for him.
That was a bad miss. He missed it on the opposite side.
Start the clock, please.
Wow. It's difficult when you're on a slick cloth and you're digging down into the ball like that. Kind of like slides away from you real quick. And Joshua will be happy to be back at the table after a bad break.
Extension call.
Yeah, David's going to have to play out a skin from here to try and claw his way back in this match, but I just don't see it. I see Filler running out this rack and then closing out the match.
Also, Carl, I don't think there's any way he's going to fall victim to complacency filler, because let's not forget, against Alexa Pashel, she went off into a very big lead and almost lost that, and he won't want to repeat.
It's going to be all about this 6 ball, isn't it? Does look like it may be going the right centre, possibly passes the 8.
He doesn't want to be straight on this. I think he's absolutely perfect just to pot this purple 5 ball and like a little stun draw down. Just to get pretty straight on the 6 ball on the side. There you go. Nice little shot. Perfect in the side. A lot of people, that's a tough shot to play, especially on a slick cloth.
Joshua Fuller wins the rack.
In the 7th rack, David Alcaide missed the 1 ball. In the 10th rack, David Alcaide missed the 1 ball and worse still, scratched. It's getting away from the Spaniard. Joshua Fuller, ruthless, relentless, leads 8-2. Where does he go from here? Might not get another shot. And of course, this is a massive day for the live 9-ball rankings. Now, these come into effect in 2023. You can see Shane Van Boening, thanks to winning the World Pool Championship, sits pretty at the top. Joshua Fuller is number 3, and he's going to be right up there, regardless of what happens now, because he's done so well here. And look at Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. David Alcaide ranked 51st, but clearly there will be a radical improvement on that. Look at these names, so much talent in the world of pool right now. Aloysius Schaap, for instance, 31st, he was runner-up in the US Open last year.
Joshua Fuller to break.
But there's a
8
man
racks
with
to
his
2.
eye on the prize, Shane Van Boening. He stopped practicing.
He's come over to watch the break. Another dry break from Josh. So that's 2 in a row. He has a shot on this one. David really has to take this rack. He can't give Josh any more easy racks. Otherwise it's going to be game over pretty quickly.
So there you see 2 dry breaks, Jason. Why?
Not sure. Maybe just the racks didn't look like they have been breaking like the last few that Josh hit. They looked like they were a little bit clustered. Needs a little bounce. Nice shot there from David.
The one good thing for Alcaide, he can get some momentum with a winner breaks format, but he has to start rolling.
I was surprised it didn't just go 1 rail there. Very fortunate not to flick that 3 ball and tie it up onto the 7.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Luckily, he can still chop this ball in.
So just missed the 7.
would like to just hold the cue ball there. Yeah, should be fine. He's decided to roll past it.
We saw those live 9-ball rankings before this rack. One of the reasons why Alcaide is so low is because he was a very early departure from the World Championship, but he certainly made amends here.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen in the last few tournaments, a lot of big players have kind of gone out in the early stages of the tournament. And yeah, he's definitely been playing well this event, and he's going to move up in the rankings no matter what happens here, Phil. Try and just go one rail straight back down to the right hand side of the table here. Yeah, and he hit that nice. Slow down a little bit.
Extension.
A logo issue for David Alcaide, so he's using his extension, and why not? The drive rake from Joshua Filler in the 10th rack did not cost him the rack, but it did cost him the 11th. David Alcaide, desperately needed. He pulls one back. Filler, though, still very much in the driver's seat at 8-3. At least, Carl boys, when you've got a winner breaks format, there's always a degree of hope.
Absolutely, he's got to set himself a little target now. If he can put a little 3-pack together, he's back in the match.
I think the target is here is to get to 6. That's the target. Get to at least 5 or 6. Put a little bit of heat on and see where it puts Josh at. But in the background there, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz getting his practice in before his semi-final match against SVB.
He's an inspirational player, Sanchez Ruiz. Very quick. One of those players who is not hindered in the slightest by the 30-second shot clock.
Yeah,
Rack 12.
he's not the slowest player, is he?
8 racks to 3.
You see the 3-ball go low there. He wants a little kiss on the 2. Table's been breaking a little bit tough the last few breaks. Not seeing the usual ball go in the corner, the wing ball. But he has a shot on the 2 here, but it's very, very difficult position to get back for the 3. He's looking at trying to pot the 2 ball and hit the top side of the 5. But there's a lot of traffic on there on the left hand side of the table. I don't know if we can pot this 2 ball and get the cue ball back over to where it is now, in between the 7 and the 6. But I think going into the 5 ball here, trying to hit the top side of it and get the cue ball to float between the 7 and the 6. That's what he's looking at. So he needs a little bit of luck here. Wants to cut this in, hit the top side of the 5 and use it to try and get back up the other side of the table. Just like that. And he needs a little bit of luck. And he's not going to get it.
Oh, it just never seems to happen, does it, Phil? If you're 8-3 up, you probably get that little rub of the green that you need.
Yeah, that 6-ball that irritated Joshua Filler a couple of times earlier in the match now comes to his assistance.
He's got to be careful he doesn't scratch off the 3. Oh, close. I think he's just going to see Josh play a little containing safety here. He might go for the combination, but I don't think there's much value to it. I think just slow rolling the 3 ball in behind those other 2 object balls and just let the cue ball float to the bottom rail. Yeah, I don't think he likes it. He's going to go for the combo.
Wasn't easy. What's David got here? Can he play a bank shot?
He might be able to play a bank shot, pot the 5 ball at the same time and swing the cue ball round back out to the middle of the table. Here it Phil, is he going to get the window? Yeah, I think he has a little kind of apology there, but he wanted to hit rail first there just before he hit the 5 ball so he could get out a little bit. Now he's going to have to come with another little carom. He's going to try and bank the 6 ball round 3 rails back to where he's pointing and make the 8 ball. He's going to try and swing this 6 round, make the 8, stop the cue ball around there. Oh no.
Wow, look at the cue ball. Don't stand over on that side of the table.
He's living dangerously in this rack, isn't he?
Yeah, now he looks like he might not have a shot.
Oh, that was a good pot, wasn't it, Jay?
This has been a wild rack already, and that, see the ball jump in there. Very good shot by David, and now he's got to come with another good shot on the 7 ball to keep himself in this match. Cued that nicely there, and he'll be delighted to get out this rack.
That is David Alcaide's best rack so far. He's fighting hard.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
When you're trailing Joshua Filler 8-2, you need to be daring, bold, go for your shot. (11 and 12), the gap shrinks to 4.
Thank you, rack 13.
Well,
David
we've
Alcaide
set him a
to break,
target,
taken by 8 racks to 4.
getting back to 8-6. That would make this match.
Let's see what this break does here, Carl. It's not great for the last 3 breaks. It's been...
Well, you're definitely onto something, Jay, because the wing ball didn't go in and that back ball didn't go up in the top. But
yeah, it's not breaking good from the side rail. It's going low all the time. But I will say this: he's hitting them hard. When Shane's breaking, he breaks so hard that that ball gets pushed into the corner over there. I think you need to really hit it hard to make the wing ball like super hard. Unless you move the cue ball in a little bit. But left with a tester here. I'm sure he'll be shooting at this. I think just roll this ball in here. Don't try and do too much with the cue ball. Just make sure of the pot.
yeah, I'm with you. It doesn't look like he can put a kind of medium pace on it, like a confident stroke. But whenever you're rolling it, unless you can get over to the left. No, well.
Yeah, I don't like this. I really don't.
You might miss this and bank it in the top right.
Yeah, you might overcut this. Yeah, that was never the shot.
As soon as he got down over that, you two were both shaking your head. You knew immediately that it was a low percentage.
Yeah, because if he just rolls it in and gets the cue ball back off the rail maybe 4 or 5 inches, he's got a nice shot on the 3 ball to come back round for automatic position on the 4. And now he's in all sorts of trouble.
Off the 2, killed the cue ball with check side, and he's cozied up.
Extension, please.
Well, if you don't take your extension on this shot, you'll never take an extension on any shot. I think he needs a 30-minute extension here to work things out.
I think you're going to see him play this ball not too hard, little bit of a soft spin kick. You won't hit it real hard, medium speed. Oh, and he just flicked it. He just flicked it. He's going to get away with it.
Yeah, he made contact. After contact as well, you've always got to hit a rail. So there you see, he hit it at a rail, so it's a legal shot. So he couldn't just roll up to the 2 ball there. It would be a foul in 9 ball. Filler's jacked up. Well, where's the 2 ball going to finish? He needs it to slow down. If he goes over the pocket, well, he's okay there, Jay.
Yeah, he's tried to play a kind of a 2-way shot there. Try and make the 2 get up there behind it. He knows he's going to have a shot in the 3. If he misses it, he knows he's going to try and have a little bit of cover, but for it to land right there on the bottom rails now left David with a very difficult kick shot.
It's all about the slide. It's going to slide a lot, this. It looks close. Oh, good effort, but he's left the pot now. It's all about this pink 4 ball. Looks like it's got a pocket to go past the 8. And if it goes clean, he could then play the 5 up into the top left corner.
I think Filler, you see him shoot this 5 ball after the 4 back up into the top left corner. I don't really see the need to try and play a combination.
And And whenever your opponent is on the comeback charge and you've had a big lead, it's always nice to just win this type of rack, isn't it? Just to go 9-4 up. It's like them 2 racks Alcaide's won. It's like you can just forget about them.
Yeah, he might have overrun this cue ball here. He might have to come up and play the combo. No, he looks like he's spinning it a little bit. Yeah, he's going to play it up into the corner. That's the shot. Automatic position straight up the table for the 7 ball. A little bit of high top on this ball.
Something about Joshua Filler when he's clearing the table. Just does it with such ease, doesn't he? Every shot he's down pretty quick, and cue ball always seems to land nice on his next ball.
I think we'll just go 1 rail out here. Maybe stun it around. Yeah, 1 rail's the shot. So he's edging closer to the finish line.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
Indeed, Jason. Joshua Filler most certainly is. It's now 9-4, and he gets to break off in rack 14. He's living life at the moment. 9-ball pool players at the top of their game are because the schedule is so busy. There is Shane Van Boning
Rack 14.
watching intently.
Joshua Filler to break, leading 9 racks to 4.
No doubt watching how the table breaks off. He's a great student of that.
Yeah, and there you go. You see Filler move back to the middle of the table a little bit and made the wing ball straight in.
Eagle eye.
Yes, that's it. You see that 7 ball nearly went 1 rail into the corner, so a little bit better rack this time. And he's got a little tricky shot here because he's left-handed. He's going to be stretched out. He's going to try and cut this in. Yeah, this is tough. This is probably the worst position for a left-hander. Yeah, he's going to shoot this righty.
Extension, please.
Well, we're going to see how talented he really is.
Yeah, he's going to shoot this with his other hand. And he's going to put his glove on his other hand. So he's got his glove upside down. He's got plenty of time.
It's not filling me with confidence, this.
No, he's actually not too bad with his other hand.
Well, I mean, he made it work, but it didn't look
It
great,
didn't go, yeah.
Well, at least we've got something we can take the mickey out of him about. He's not very good with swapping hands. He looked like Ismael Paez then, the jumping bean.
This is a big shot here. Just has to cue this nice and easy. Not a big stroke. Smoked it. Middle of the pocket.
Pure as they come.
He made that break-off adjustment as Jason Shaw advised. And now gold.
Yeah, Joshua might have just started a new trend there. I think you're going to have to carry both sets of gloves now so you can put the right-handed glove on them.
Maybe you should speak to John Morrow. I'm sure John Morrow's got a glove for each hand. breaks with his right, plays with his left, jumps with his right. It's a bit confusing when I watch him. I'm not sure what hand he's going to shoot with.
Well, I don't know about gloves, but in this match he's been the best player, hands down.
Joshua Filler wins the rack.
Joshua Filler, husband of Pia Filler, moves to the hill at 10-4. Champion Torsten Homan, don't discount Austria, Albin Auschen and Max Lechner, not Mario He.
Joshua Filler to break, leading 10 racks to 4.
Yeah, Jason's been playing with Chris Mellin for the last couple of the years, so have you sacked him off, Jason? Any inside information there?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to playing with Elliot. You see that there? He broke those balls a little bit from the middle of the table, made 2 balls in that corner pocket. And he's straight in the one, and this looks like a great opportunity for Filler to close out this match, Phil.
Jason, you deflected that question so well, you should go into politics. And I must apologise for Carl Boys, he's a troublemaker.
We call him the wooden spoon stirrer. He stirs it up a lot.
I remember when I met Stephen Henry in China many years ago, and after the second day he started calling me the Truth. That was my nickname, the Truth.
And this game here, guys, is over.
Yeah, it was a little fight back from Alcaide, wasn't it? But, you know, let's be honest, Phil's played marvellous, hasn't he? He's done... Well, what's he done wrong?
Yeah, he only missed maybe 1 ball in the full match. Missed that long 2 ball, got him snookered in behind the 7. Other than that, it's been pretty clinical.
Yeah, it's been flawless. It's a race to 11, let's not forget. So, semi-finals, this has been a very, very strong performance. And he's going to be buzzing to get through to another final. He won the European Tour. He won the Masters. Decided not to play Bucharest in Romania last week. He wanted to rest for this event. He went on holiday to Marbella for a few days with his wife Pia. And he's come in, he's about to get through to the final. The final will be a race to 13 as well. Who's he going to play? SVB or Sanchez?
I think deep down he might want to play Shane in the final.
Well, I want him to play Shane. I called this
too.
from the last 16. You know, we've been blessed with some wonderful finals this season on tour. And regardless of who Joshua faces, it's going to be another cracker.
Joshua Filler wins rack.
Comprehensive, clinical, classy.